Tonight, Dodd-Frank, exactly 2 years later, the unintended consequences of this massive law. And the NCAA hits Penn State with a multi-million-dollar fine over the sex abuse scandal. Is it right? Is it too harsh? Welcome to the Willis Report. Hello, everyone. I'm Gerri Willis. More troubling economic news tonight. A new study shows America's poverty rate growing and will soon be at a 50-year high, with 1 in 6 Americans living below the poverty line. Now, the Obama administration is trying to make welfare, that is, easier to get, offering waivers for the work requirements. Meanwhile, Republicans fighting to block those changes. Joining me now, Republican Congressman Randy Forbes from Virginia. Congressman, welcome back to the show. So, what do you make of this effort to expand welfare?
Well, Gerri, once again, the administration has just gone through the books. They see a law they don't like, and instead of trying to change it through Congress, they just sign an order and rip it out of the books. This, as you know, was a requirement that was done on a bipartisan basis. It was President Clinton that signed it into law. He's touted it. It's been very effective. And what's most ironic is that President Obama supported this and talked about what a great provision it was back in 2008. But today they've just come out and just said no longer a work requirement for welfare.
Let's look at some of this spending, because I think this is pretty astonishing. So our poverty line currently at $18,530. Welfare spending for families at that poverty line, $61,850. Now, I don't want to sound like a penny pincher for people who are really in trouble, but at some point, do you think we're overspending for welfare?
Well, Gerri, there's no question we are. And, you know, in some of these instances, people are spending on gambling. They're spending it on alcohol, tobacco, those kind of things. And the problem is we want a safety net for the people that truly need it. But if you overload that safety net too much, it creates a hole in it and it doesn't protect anybody. And that's what President Clinton realized was so important. Republicans and Democrats both did 12 years ago. Unfortunately, they're just throwing it out the door.
To your point, after the reform during the Clinton era, the welfare reform, the caseloads went down 51%.
Absolutely.
And that was because there was a requirement to work or to look for work. And that is the very thing that the Obama administration is now going after by government fiat. They're not asking you guys in Congress to weigh in on this. You describe this as circumventing the law.
Well, Gerri, there's no question we're just doing away with the rule of law. This administration has adopted a strategy that the end justifies the means, even if it's throwing out a law without going through the process of doing it. And I think once we start doing that, we shake this whole rule of law that our nation is based upon.
I want to talk a little bit about, the impact of this welfare spending. At the same time, we're going to have huge cuts to defense spending. What do you make of that?
Well, Gerri, this administration has found absolutely nowhere that they're willing to cut except with defense. And right now, as you know, they're supporting massive defense cuts that are going to have the effect of laying off as many as 2.1 million people around the country.
That's according to one study, yes. Not everybody agrees with that study, but yes, there is a study out there that shows that.
But, Gerri, their own Secretary of Defense says 1.5 million. So whether you take 1.5 million or 2.1 million, that's a lot of people to be laid off. And the lowest study that's come in so far is 1.1 million. So that's a lot of people on top of 41 straight months of unemployment that, as you know, has been over 8%.
Well, interesting. Sequestration, apparently, and this is the agreement that would have huge cuts to defense spending, apparently carved a 0.25%, 0.5% from GDP, even before the cuts went into place, because people who struck the chucks in the Pentagon started slowing down because they didn't know what to expect. What kind of impact do you expect on the economy if these cuts to defense and all those sequestration cuts go into effect?
Well, Gerri, we've had studies by professors who's done the analysis, and in Virginia alone, they think it could throw us into a recession for as long as 10 years. When you're looking across the country, we're talking about 150 to 200,000 active duty individuals that could be given pink slips. We're going to see in just a few months, if we don't stop this under the WARN Act, defense contractors across the country are going to be pink slipping individuals, and that uncertainty on already a shaky economy is going to be awfully bad for us.
Well, Congressman Forbes, thanks for coming on the show tonight. Really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Gerri. It's always great to be with you.
All right, we talk about fair share. It's